Hello and welcome to yet another alluring episode of Z Connect. Your favorite host Priya is back to take you all on a delightful outing through some of the most happening events in your town. Last week we had Restauranteur as our guest. This week we have his beautiful wife Amita speaking with us. Amita, welcome to Z Connect.
Thank you.
Modeling, acting, dancing, production. What else does Amita do?
I think a lot of things. In fact, I've just started blogging as well. But movies have always been my passion. So of course, with my little ones, I had taken a little break with my production. But now that they are a little well settled now, I'm going to get back to my production. And just looking forward to that, starting up a new project with Dad. So yeah, super excited about that.
Amita, your absence from acting, has that been a conscious decision?
Yeah, it has, because after I did Bittu Boss, I did another film called Ek Tha Hero, which unfortunately did not release at the right time. We're still waiting, the producers are still waiting, I don't know for what. But yeah, it's a good movie, it's a nice film. But then I got married, and then I had my first boy, which was a complete life-changing experience for me. So I wanted to just make sure that I was around him and give him absolute time as far as, as a mom it was concerned, and I'm so glad I did that. Of course, I went back and I started with my production, and I have another boy now, and he's 16 months. So yeah, now I think I'm all ready to get back and start off another project.
Tell me, what prompted Batwoman?
Batwoman. So actually, Raghav's very adventurous, and I have, before marriage I wasn't that adventurous, but being with him for so many years now, we've been together for almost 13-14 years, and it's been amazing. He's got that Batwoman, Superwoman kind of a side of mine where, he just takes me out for these crazy adventurous trips, and lucky for us, my boys are also super adventurous. Like Kian has, in this trip, done so many adventures which I never thought I would do. So yeah, if you have 3 superheroes in the house, you have to become a superwoman also. So yeah.
And how's your trip to Dubai been so far?
It's been amazing. Actually, this is the first time that we've stayed so long because of the COVID situation. We've not been able to get back to India, but we love Dubai. We always love coming. Yeah, it's been always amazing. We love Dubai.
Great. It's been wonderful talking to you, Amita. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And just as promised, let me take you all on a delightful outing.
Oh, hi guys! Well, you already know this face from Swat Se Swagat. I am your chef, Tasneem Fatima Nawab. But today I'm going to be showing you something a little different. So here's a little sneak peek into other passions that I have. I started horse riding when I was 7 years old, and the one thing I really recognized about horse riding is that it's not just a sport. It's not something that you just sit on a horse and it moves, For me, it's a passion, a meditation. It's something that sets me free. And it's really about having this communication, this connection with another living creature that you can't speak with. So you're still communicating without having a single common language or saying a single word. And that is absolutely beautiful. So there are different forms of horse riding, and it really depends on what you enjoy. There's just leisure riding, there's endurance riding, which goes into the desert or the forest, basically nature paths. Then there's show jumping, which I do, so that's one of them. And then there's obviously racing, horse racing. The beautiful thing is that each horse is actually trained to a specific style and form of horse riding that he cannot perform other forms. So it's pretty much like a sport. I mean, you can't have a marathon runner do a sprint, and you can't have a sprinter do a marathon run. So that's sort of like the concept with horses as well. I started when I was 7, and trust me, initially I was so afraid. I just could not get on a horse without being nervous. The number of times I have fallen, I cannot count. And that is part of life, right? That is part of the sport, and that's part of life. You fall and you get back up, and you fall and again you get back up. For anyone that is looking to start horse riding, I would say definitely start young if you can. If not, there's always time for you to start today. It is a beautiful sport. It's a beautiful feeling. And horse riding is part of our heritage. So you will find a lot of clubs all around the UAE where they will teach you every form of horse riding that exists. In fact, this club here is the one I started at, so I'm very nostalgic right now. In terms of how long it takes to actually learn and come to a certain stage, of course it depends on each individual. It depends on the number of times you're riding per week. But I would say it does take a while, so be patient and really get our seat right. So if your seat, your positioning is correct on a horse, you can ride absolutely any horse doing any sort of horse riding sport in itself. So yes, it takes a little time, but be patient because it's not about the speed, it's about the technique, and it's about the beauty of bonding with the horse. So every time we finish riding, since I started, I was taught that we have to prepare your horse and also take everything off. So this is the bridle, which is what controls the horse. And like the reins, the bridle, and it all comes off. Like that. Oh, there we go. Now he is free. And then we put the head collar on instead because that doesn't go in their mouth, so they're free to eat now. And of course, after being such a good boy, they deserve treats. And now, the good boy gets a treat. There you go. So they usually like carrots or apples.
With that wonderful start to this episode, it's time to go into a quick short break, but we are back with lots more on the other side. Welcome back. Time for a quick bite. Hungry anyone? Let's take a stroll into Tasneem's kitchen.
स्वागत से स्वागत है आप सबका in another delicious episode of Z Connect. I hope you guys have been keeping well, and today I, as usual, have more recipes for you. Vegetarian. It's a big deal because I love non-veg and I know I need to keep eating vegetarian in the middle. So today I'm going to show you something that is not only vegetarian but something that is lazy food for me, because this is something I just throw together when I'm too tired to cook, when I'm too lazy to cook. And this is my lazy soup. So it's super simple. We're gonna start with putting our pan on as usual. And once that's on, I will add all the vegetables. Now this is really good if you're on a weight loss diet as dinner, because it's got, as you can see, no carbs. But if you are working out heavy in the gym, you could add some potatoes, and especially if you work out early in the morning. So first go in the carrots, next the tomatoes, next the aubergines and marrow squash. All of them go in. Zucchini. I really like how the flavor of zucchini plays in this soup, and that's why I've taken slightly more of zucchini than the other vegetables. And the bell peppers. That is how simple this dish is. Now there are many variations to this. Of course, you can add a little olive oil, you can put some sauteed onions, and then you can add all of this. It's really up to you. But I like I said, lazy soup, making it super simple. So I'm gonna have all of my vegetables go in at the same time. Makes it very healthy as well because there's zero fat. So it fits perfectly with your weight loss diet. And I'm just gonna top this up with water until it covers all of the vegetables. There we go. just gonna dunk all the vegetables in to make sure they are nicely submerged. To this, I will be adding a few spices, but first I will let this cook on simmer for about an hour, and then I will add the spices, and then we're going to continue letting it cook. So I'll see you after an hour. All right, so our soup has been cooking now for about an hour, and as you can see, it has really reduced. So what you would want to do while this 1 hour is you want to keep mixing it, and you want to keep pushing the vegetables down. Now we're going to turn the heat to a low, and we are going to add in our next few ingredients. Now I will be adding 1 chili, dried one, about half of a cinnamon stick for that warmth, and half of bay leaf just for that spiced flavor. Now we're going to let this mix and simmer for about another 30 minutes, and then we're going to take the spices out, add our final 2 ingredients, and you will see the rest of it after about 30 minutes. All right, now after about 30 minutes, our soup has been simmering, and the moment I opened it, I could smell that cinnamon and that sliced spice from the chili. So we're gonna take the chili out now. I don't like my soup too spicy, so I will be removing the chili. But if you like it spicy, you can leave it in there. And why I say that is because we're gonna be hand blending this entire thing. All right, so now that we have our spices out, now we're going to be adding an ingredient that may seem odd for a soup, but trust me, this brings out that perfect sweetness and that perfect balance for all of those salty and tart vegetables. And that is 1 red apple. So in goes the apple. I've just diced it really small because again, we're going to be hand blending all of that. And my favorite part of this dish is the coriander leaves. And I absolutely love using the stem of coriander in this because I feel like it really adds so much flavor. In fact, the stem of coriander, if you add to even something like salads, it actually ends up tasting really good. So in goes all of my fresh coriander. This is a nice big bunch that I've just roughly chopped up, making sure that you have as much of the stem as possible. And we're just going to give this a nice mix. I mean, look at those colors. They already look so pretty. Now, yes, if you ask, you can drink the soup as it is with the nice big pieces of the vegetables and you can just chew on them. But if you don't like that, or like I said, lazy day soup, so you don't really want to go through the effort of chewing every bite, that is ultimate lazy, you will just hand blend it and drink it up. All right. And finally, a little bit of seasoning of sea salt and black pepper. And some sea salt. And now we go into our hand blending. But make sure to put your heat off because you don't want any of that hot stuff splashing back on you. All right, and hand blend. Just give it a few pulses to make sure that everything kind of comes down to a single consistency. And then you can blend all of it in together. I usually absolutely love bell peppers as a base, bell peppers and tomatoes as a base in anything. One of the many reasons I absolutely love shakshuka. One of the reasons I love the eggs with sujuk that we had made in one of the other episodes. And this soup has exactly that. A base of tomatoes and bell peppers. Okay, and here we have our blended soup. Now, if you like a clear soup with vegetables, you keep it as it was. But if you like a nice, thick, more textured soup, you can hand blend it like I have, because that's what I like. And we're just gonna take this off into our soup plate. Oh, this looks so warm, and it's just something that you want to have when you're in your pajamas, your favorite pajamas, in bed, lying in front of your TV, and just watching the fog outside the way we've had over the past few days. So I like garnishing this with just a teeny bit more of black pepper. It gives a nice kick and a nice warmth, and of course a little more coriander. Perfect! Look at that. Smells delicious, warm and fresh. It tastes delicious. It is perfectly balanced. You couldn't ask for something easier to make and more delicious than this. So you guys go ahead and try it, enjoy it, and I will see you next week. For our lazy soup, I will start with adding carrots, tomatoes, eggplants, marrow squash, red and yellow bell pepper, and zucchini to a big pot. I will top that up with water and allow that to cook for about 1 hour. After this, you will see that the water has visibly become half, as well as the vegetables have cooked through. After about 1 hour, I will add half a cinnamon stick, 1 dried chili, half a bay leaf, and allow this to cook for another 30 minutes. After that, I will add 1 red apple, sliced thinly. I will add coriander, including the stems, salt, pepper. Finally, I will blend all of this in together. However, if you prefer to have a clear soup, you don't need to blend this. I like my soup being a broth, and that's why I will blend it in. And there you have it, your lazy soup.
Time for another little break, but we'll see you back with lots more. Welcome back, and on our spotlight today we have a restaurateur who is more passionate about singing than cooking.
To pick a song, it sure had to be Lataji's because she's my mentor, she's my inspiration, she's the voice that really made a singer out of me. I grew up learning her songs and fixing myself. This particular song, it's actually a real semi-classical number, but with that spark of a beat, the whole collage, the collaboration of the music, the arrangement and the vocals is just really awesome, which is what really attracted me to choose this song and present this song. My pranams to Laxmikant-Pyarelal ji, who have given the charismatic music for this particular song.
पे मोहे नट खट शाम सताए, भोर भये पन खट पे मोहे नट खट शाम सताए, मोरी चुनरिया लिपटी जाए, मैं का करूँ हाय राम हाय हाय, भोर भये पन खट पे मोहे नट खट शाम सताए, मोरी चुनरिया लिपटी जाए, मैं का करूँ हाय राम हाय हाय, भोर भये पन खट पे। देखे कोई जाने पनिया भरने के बहाने, कदरी उठाए राधा श्याम से, हाय हाय श्याम से मिलने जाए, हाय भोर भये पन खट पे मोहे नट खट श्याम सताए, पन घट पे मोहे नट खट शाम सताए मोरी चुनरिया लिपटी जाए मैं का करूँ हाय राम हाय हाय और भये पन घट पे.
And that's all we have for you today on this episode of Z Connect. I hope you all enjoyed it. We look forward to receiving your feedback on our social media handles. I'm going to see you next week. Stay safe, stay healthy. Until next week, this is me, Priya, signing off.